What is good, YouTube? Cave Trading here. I hope everyone is having a profitable week so far. Today, um, if you've not been on this channel before, welcome to the channel. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I would really help me out. And then you can check out my last two videos as well. Talking about the trade I made on FTMO. Um, but yeah, I'm here again with a new, not a new video. Yes, a new video. So recently I've kind of been testing out a, a lot of different strategies. As you guys saw in my last video, that is my main strategy I did use, but I realized I was taking a lot of losses, a lot of unnecessary losses. So I decided to, take some time to actually backtest the market. I wish I had some backtesting pictures to show you guys, but it's basically going back in time using the replay button to go back in time, and then try to see how you would have traded the price action of the market at that particular point when you were if you were as if you were in a live market. So I think backtesting is every trader starting out should definitely backtest. There is importance in backtest because it lets you find the errors in your trading basically. And I have a little cold, so I'm sorry if I go away to kind of cough a bit. Okay, so so as I said, I was like trying to find the best way to take less losses and basically more wins. Basically, I said basically twice, but well, let's get right into it. So I want to talk a little bit about market structure and where you should look to take trades. If you are an intraday trader, where you should look to take trades. Because I think intraday works best for me. I used to try to trade like swing, but with swing, as I did say, you get taken out a lot. And then, sometimes the targets seem a bit unrealistic. So basically trying to like perfect that strategy. And there is a guy I did watch on YouTube as well. Maybe it might be useful for you guys. I will put the link either on the screen for you guys, or I will just link it down below. Excuse me. I'll just link it down below, and then you guys can go ahead and then go watch that videos. I think it's very helpful regardless of what strategy that you trade. Okay, so now I want to talk about gold. You guys know I trade gold. Okay, so now where do we see gold? We see gold at basically in an uptrend right now. We have this high taken right here. So we do have gold in an uptrend right now. Let me switch to that chart real quick. I guess we can even use this chart to basically, you guys can see all my backtesting, some of my backtesting notes. But just to kind of show a clear picture, and then we can jump onto the other charts on here. Okay. So as we can tell, price is definitely an uptrend move. As you guys can see, it moves all the way up there. It does a little pullback here. It never takes the high. So this was just an internal higher high being formed, and basically this is the lower high. Why is this the lower? This is the higher low. Why is this the higher low? This is the higher low because price went ahead and then made a new high. So this is the new high, this is the new low. So this is the monthly structure. I'm sorry that my chart looks very messy, guys. Okay, so that's the monthly structure. Okay, and then now we are on the weekly structure. So on the weekly structure, we do see something similar from over here. So what do we see? On the weekly time frame right here, we have the higher low. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to look up a book for a friend. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, so we have the higher low, we have the higher high. Okay, and then, oh, I'm sorry. So depending on how you look at it, so now we can pull up the fibs to see if we have an actual valid pullback. Now 23.6% is not a valid pullback for me, but since we have this on the monthly time frame, we can consider this. If I do change how I feel about this in the future, I will definitely let you guys know, because I'm always back testing and trying to basically improve my strategy. Okay, so right now we have the higher high right there, and then price is flowing down this way. Okay, so price can do whatever I want up until it breaks this area. So because this is our higher low, yes, this is our higher low. Okay, and then we need a 2-bar break for it to be considered a valid pullback. So actually this was not, a valid break. So actually this was not a valid break. I am sorry about earlier on. I'll try to like cut it up in a good way if I can, so that you guys can get a full picture. Okay, so basically we do not have a 2-bar close right here. Now what is a 2-bar close? If this candle right here, if this candle had come right down here like this and then close down this way, and then we have this candle also come down here, then I would consider this a valid break. But it did not do that, so I do not consider it a valid break. Okay, and you guys will see why this is important a bit later on too, because it gets into the trade that I did take today, which is what I'm talking about. Okay, so right now we do have price make the higher low right here and then make a what? A higher high. Okay, because we do see over here that this low, even though this high was tested, it never made a high past it. So it is not a valid higher high or a high point. It is just internal higher high that was formed and then it wicked that area. Okay, so basically what happened is price wicked down this price action area, and then I think this is called like a demand or supply. I don't really know the full technicals for it, but basically we do see that price tested this supply and demand area and then just basically failed. Okay, so right now we have our fibs lined up this way on the weekly chart. Okay, which is exactly what I have over here on my main chart. Oh, I put the daily one instead. I'm sorry, guys. I had it earlier on this chart actually, not that previous chart. Okay, and then let's go down to the daily now. So now on the daily time frame, now we have to start getting very, very critical now, because the daily time frame is what we mostly going to be basing our trade off of, apart from the H4 time frame. Okay, now why is that? What the reason is because daily takes precedence over the weekly chart. Okay, so since daily takes precedence, you always want to keep an eye on what the daily is doing so that you can determine what the H4 is doing, because everything that happens on the H4 is based off what's happening on the daily, and then that's going to translate to the weekly and the monthly. But if we want to wait that long for it to develop on the monthly, it's going to take so long. So, I prefer to go with the daily. Anyway, let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, so I'm just going to start marking the areas from where I do see it right now. Okay. Okay, so we have our higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Oh, I'm sorry. Price never actually broke past this area up until right here. Okay, so we have our lower low right here, and then we have our lower high. So now we can break out the fibs, and if you guys want to check it, you can check it for sure. So right here we have a 38.2% pullback. I would consider that for sure. Price went ahead and then made that new high, which we talked about, into that demand zone. So I mean, if you were trading this area, you would probably keep an eye on it. Let's see how far the market went. Would probably be targeting about a minus 24%. So let's see if price went there. So we do see price tested that area nicely, and then right into that demand zone that we're talking about. Let's see how it looks on the H4. I mean on the daily. So we do see on the daily, it's more a bit so somewhere here. Okay, so I mean, you guys see why I was talking about the daily taking precedent. So probably if you put it right there, and then if you are in a trade and you don't want to like risk too much, too much, you can just put your target out this area because we have that strong pullback here. Da, 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 da. Okay, let me not get too much ahead of myself. Make this video super long, and I'm sorry if I cut it up to 3 parts. I'm sorry. Please go watch the other videos, and I hope it's helpful for you. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, now let's see this pullback. Okay, so we do see that this was a 23.6% pullback, right? However, the reason I will count this is because as we see right here, price went ahead and then engulfed this area. Okay, so we have a series of bullish momentum basically in that area. So right here, we do see right here, right here, right here. Okay, yeah. So when we see the price go ahead and then break this area, okay. So I'm gonna bring out this 9 chart again. I would consider that because this is the a bullish engulfing on the daily, and then that is probably a valid pullback on the H4. Okay, that's a wonderful tool to have. If you can get TradingView Pro, please go ahead and then do so. Okay, so we do see it right there. We do see it right there. Okay, we have that 2-bar break on the H4, so that would be a valid break. And then as we do see, price kept trying to test this highs right here until it broke. I mean, it did break a bit here and then broke back up. Yeah. Anyway, let me not get too much ahead of myself. Let's just cut this up. I mean, let's cancel that. Okay, so we're just looking at the structure for now. Let's just look at the structure because I am getting lost. About I hope this video is bringing a lot of value to you guys. If it is, please go ahead and then leave a comment down below. I really would like to hear how you guys are liking the videos. You guys see me marking all these little areas right here, and I know it's a little bit messy, but well, welcome to trading basically. So we have a series of higher highs and higher lows right here, and then you guys probably be like, oh, he did not count this area, so let's try to pull it up and then we're gonna analyze it. So we do see right here, actually right here, was it? I remember because I was back testing this area. So we see this area right here. Price tried to have a bearish engulfing, but didn't. It failed. It tried again right here. It failed. But then this series of bearish trends, I mean bearish momentum, went ahead and then kind of broke it on the lower time frame. So I'd consider it. But if you were to put it on this area, that would not be bad as well. Okay. So we do see price went ahead and then broke that area right here, but this is just a doji. But we do see this price action closed right under this. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, so this would actually still be a test if you were to consider this area. But of course, if you consider this area, it would have broken, and then of course price went and then climbed back ahead. Okay, and as we can see, that is a test of the 110%. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and then put that area as a tested low, and then we have a high right there. And then we can always just pull up our fibs to confirm. Okay, I would definitely consider that since it's very close to the 38.2%. And then we have our higher low here. Boom, boom, higher high, higher low. We have a test, higher high. Oh, wow, what happened? Higher high. Okay. So now we can always pull up our fibs to confirm. Whenever you're not sure, pull up your fibs. Okay, so we have our fibs to confirm. Okay, now we have this and that, this and that. Okay, so this is our higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, and then we have our lower low. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then higher low. Oh, that is not confirmed yet. So it's not confirmed yet. So we still in this particular zone right here. Okay, so that takes me to my next. So that was a bit of market structure. I guess if I decide to cut it up, not make it so long, try to improve my views, grow my channel basically. And I definitely support you guys for sticking with me. Yeah, so there's a bit of market structure for you guys, so you guys can actually like start to understand how to stop getting like less losses and try to get more wins. So now we have our higher high right here, and then price attempted to make a higher low. So what I would personally do usually is I would just do this, and then I'll put a question mark right next to it, because I'm questioning, is this the higher low being formed? So if it's the higher low being formed, we can have this right here as it's doing, boom, boom, do this, and then go ahead and then test this area and then try to come down, or you can just test this area and then retest and then keep going. You never know what's gonna happen. Our job is to just read the price and make money off it, you know make money. Just our job is to just make some money. So anyway, let's get down to it. So now we are on the H4 chart now. Okay, so now the H4 chart, we do see so right here we do. Okay, so now one trick before I go ahead, and maybe I don't know where I'll cut up the video. I'm sorry, I don't know where I'll cut up the video, but whichever way I cut it up, I hope this makes sense to you guys and you guys get the scope. Okay, so before I go ahead, just one thing which I learned from that video, which I will link down below. So a run on the higher time frame is a trend on the lower time frame. Now keep this phrase in your mind. Okay, what this means is basically that we do see the market did this one big swoop right here on the daily time frame, right? But let's go down to the H4 now. On the H4, we actually see a trend. So just as on the weekly chart, we saw this big one move up here. I mean, of course, we cannot trade from the weekly chart. I mean, of course, maybe you could try to take like a buy here with your stop loss right here and then target this area, but you'll be waiting weeks and weeks just for it to get to one area. I mean, if you have like millions of dollars and then you want to do that, okay, cool. But I'm not trying to wait that long. I'm not trying to wait that long at all. I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to wait. Okay, so now, okay. So now let's, if we go on the weekly chart, from the weekly chart to the daily chart now, okay, on that area, what do we see? We see an actual trend that we can trade, and we just mark that out. I forgot to put this area right here. We can actually mark that out. We can like put our fibs right here, try to look for trades in this area right here, or basically go lower and lower and then try to take advantage of it. But always remember, higher time frame takes precedent. So a run on a higher time frame is a trend on a lower time frame. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I went a bit too far, guys. So it was right here. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so it was right here. We do see that the trend broke right there. We have our high right there. We have our continuation right there. We have the what is it called? The engulfing right here. Okay, so not too valid, but it is a continuation, and we have a break. So let me see. It is not the break yet. This was the break. So we'll probably, basically ride the trend up, ride the trend up, ride the trend up until we start seeing, some kind of pullback basically. Okay. So, I mean, you can consider this a valid pullback since we have that engulfing, or you can just consider this area. So basically, it would be flowing with the higher time frame, and then basically try to trade this area. But I like to kind of break it up a little bit because it makes it easier for me to read the market, you know. So you could have had it this way, or you could have had it the way I had it earlier on this way. It doesn't matter. So far as you're reading the market right, that is what that matters. And then just pick one way to do it. Don't switch it up. Maybe you can do it one way for the higher time frame and another way for the lower time frame. Okay. So we have that uptrend right there. Okay, so now on the daily time frame, we have this uptrend right here. Okay, so on this uptrend right here, okay, so for me personally, I would have gone this way, up that way. Okay, and then so that means price was, let's see, price broke right on this area right here. Okay, and then we have a valid pullback because price went ahead. It didn't even go fully, but it tested that area, so I would consider it. I'm a little bit more aggressive on like H4 and lower. Okay, so I have this right here. Okay, so I have that right there. So I'm personally more aggressive on the lower time frame, and then I am more consecutive on the higher time frame. Okay, so we have a series of higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. Um, I will just consider this area because this is more of a continuation. I do not see any. Oh, okay. So actually, we do have a test of the 38.2%. So I would consider this area too. Boom, boom, and then boom. We had that high, of course. Price went ahead and then broke that area right here. And then we have it. We do not have a test yet. Okay. Okay. So now one exception to my rule is price has to at least come back and then test the 38.2%. 38.6, I mean 23.6%. It has to. If it doesn't at least go to that area, I mean I could count it. Let's see. So actually I can count this area. If I really wanted to, I can definitely count this area. So let's go ahead and count it. Let me not switch it up right now on you guys. Okay, so price went ahead and then broke that area right there. Made a high right there. Okay, so let's see. Let me just draw that out for us. Okay, so we see price tested that area. Yes. So this would have been the official break. This would have been the official break right there. Because we do see we have the 2 bar price closed here, and then the next bar which closed above that was this. So this is the valid break right here. And then we look for our next higher low. So we have the H4 trending on the high, trending bullish just as the daily time frame. Let me leave that over there and then come over here. Okay. Now I guess it's making more sense to you guys. So now let's go on the higher time frame. We know we are on a bullish trend, and then now we're waiting for the pullback, because after a higher high is made, we will wait for a pullback, like price has to pull back. So we're waiting for the pullback now. So well, the pullback could be happening now, or we could go ahead and then make a new high. We never know. Our job is to just read the price. Okay, so now we do see that price try to go up here. It does not go fully, it rejects right here. We come on the daily time frame. We do see that on the daily time frame, price is trying to make that higher low points right now. Okay, and what else do we see? We see that over here price kept testing this place over and over. So for a test, or basically to draw structure, I usually use black. So now, as we do see, price kept testing this area over and over and over, and didn't want to break any lower than that. Okay. So now, since price didn't want to break any lower than that, and then we see that the H4 is also on, and so what I usually do, not to confuse myself too much, I delete the weekly line, since I just go there to analyze. So I usually delete my weekly fibs, and then I have just the two. So we do see that H4 is aligned with the daily. We see that the daily went ahead and then tested it, the 78.6%, and at the moment it keeps testing this 61.8% and doesn't want to break lower than it. On the H4 time frame, we do see that it is testing that same area as well. So that we know that this is a major area that price is testing, and then it might reject to keep going up. Okay, so now I'm gonna just switch to my other chart now. Okay, so now on my other chart, oh, maybe it's a bit messy. So let me just do it this way. Okay, so on my other chart now, we do see that yes, price was on a run right here on the H4, but then we see that price started breaking those trends. So probably on the M30, we will see that this is price points on the M30, right? Because on the M30, let's look. You have a pullback here, you have a valid pullback here, you have a valid pullback here, price breaks, goes up, has a valid pullback here. Let's see if it's a test. So you can consider it this. As I said, I am more aggressive on the lower time frames. So I would consider this area, since I'm trying to actively look for a trade. So I would consider this area right here. I would consider this. So this is what you guys see on my main chart actually. So those areas are what you guys see actually, right? And then we have price completely breaking this area right here. So we can use my main chart now. We have price completely break this area right here. And on the M30, okay, okay. I guess I did not label this because it would have been a bit too crumpy. But anyway, we do see that we have a valid pullback right there. Price went ahead and then tested this area, made a new low, made a higher high, made a lower low. Okay, so price is all over the place.